In the vast tapestry of ancient Roman mythology, where gods and goddesses reigned supreme, and their influence permeated every facet of human existence, one figure stood paramount, a celestial sovereign whose very name resonated with power, authority, and the unyielding forces of nature. This was Jupiter, the king of the gods, the ruler of the boundless sky, the wielder of lightning and thunder, and the ultimate arbiter of law, order, and justice. His dominion extended across the heavens and the earth, shaping the destinies of mortals and immortals alike. To delve into the essence of Jupiter is to embark on a journey through the heart of Roman religious belief, to explore the foundations of their societal structure, and to understand the very principles that governed their world. Jupiter was not merely a deity, he was the embodiment of Roman ideals, the personification of their aspirations for a just and ordered society, and the ultimate source of divine legitimacy for their empire. His story is interwoven with the very fabric of Roman history, culture, and identity, making him an indispensable figure in understanding the ancient world. The lineage and ascent of a king. Jupiter's origins are shrouded in the mists of time, tracing back to the primordial deities who preceded the Olympian gods. He was the son of Saturn, the titan of time and generation, and Ops, the titaness of abundance and harvest. This lineage placed him firmly within the ranks of the elder gods, the powerful beings who ruled the cosmos before the rise of the Olympians. However, Jupiter's destiny was not to remain within the shadow of his titan father. The myth of Jupiter's birth is steeped in drama and intrigue, a tale of tyranny, prophecy, and the ultimate triumph of good over evil. Saturn, driven by a prophecy that foretold his downfall at the hands of one of his children, resorted to a desperate and horrific act. He devoured each of his offspring immediately after their birth. Ops, witnessing the systematic destruction of her children, was consumed by grief and fear. When Jupiter was born, she resolved to save him from his father's insatiable hunger. In a clandestine act of defiance, Ops concealed the infant Jupiter and presented Saturn with a stone wrapped in swaddling clothes. Saturn, deceived, swallowed the stone, believing he had consumed his son. Meanwhile, Ops spirited Jupiter away to the island of Crete, where he was raised in secrecy, nurtured by the nymph Adrastea and the goat Amalthea. The Chorits, mythical warriors, clashed their shields and spears to mask the infant god's cries, ensuring Saturn remained unaware of his son's survival. Jupiter grew into a being of immense power and intellect, his divine nature nurtured in the idyllic landscapes of Crete. As he reached maturity, he learned of his father's tyranny and the fate of his siblings. Filled with righteous anger and a sense of destiny, Jupiter resolved to confront Saturn and liberate his brothers and sisters. With the aid of Métis, the titaness of wisdom, Jupiter devised a plan to overthrow Saturn. Métis provided Saturn with a potion that caused him to vomit up not only the stone he had swallowed but also Jupiter's siblings, Neptune, Pluto, Juno, Ceres, and Vesta. United, these newly liberated gods, led by Jupiter, declared war against the Titans, a conflict that would shake the very foundations of the cosmos, the Titanomachy. The Titanomachy was a cataclysmic struggle, a decade-long war that pitted the younger Olympian gods against the elder Titans. The battle raged across the heavens and the earth, with both sides wielding immense power and unleashing devastating forces. Jupiter, in the thick of the conflict, proved to be a formidable warrior and a brilliant strategist. He rallied his siblings and forged alliances with other powerful beings, including the Cyclops and the Hecatoncheires, monstrous giants with 100 hands each. The Cyclops, grateful for being freed from their imprisonment by Saturn, gifted Jupiter with his iconic weapon, the thunderbolt. This divine weapon, forged in the heart of celestial storms, became the symbol of Jupiter's power and authority, capable of unleashing devastating bolts of lightning and thunder. The Hecatoncheires, with their immense strength, proved to be invaluable allies in the war against the Titans. After a long and arduous struggle, the Olympians, under Jupiter's leadership, emerged victorious. The Titans were defeated and imprisoned in Tartarus, the deepest abyss of the underworld. With the Titanomachy concluded, Jupiter and his siblings divided the cosmos among themselves. Jupiter claimed the sky and the heavens, becoming the supreme ruler of the gods and the mortal realm. Neptune was granted dominion over the seas, and Pluto became the lord of the underworld. Jupiter's ascent to power was not merely a conquest, it was a triumph of order over chaos, of justice over tyranny. He established a new cosmic order, one governed by law, reason, and divine authority. As king of the gods, Jupiter became the guarantor of stability and harmony in the universe, his reign ushering in a new era of divine governance. Domains and responsibilities, the architect of order. Jupiter's dominion was vast and multifaceted, encompassing not only the physical realm of the sky but also the abstract realms of law, order, and justice. He was the embodiment of cosmic sovereignty, his authority extending over gods and mortals alike. His responsibilities were immense, requiring him to maintain balance, enforce divine law, and ensure the smooth functioning of the universe. As ruler of the sky, Jupiter commanded the celestial phenomena that shaped the world. He controlled the weather, summoning storms, unleashing lightning and thunder, and sending down rain to nourish the earth. The sky itself was considered his palace, the vast expanse above a reflection of his boundless power and dominion. Lightning and thunder were not merely natural phenomena under Jupiter's control, they were extensions of his divine will, instruments of his power and symbols of his wrath. The thunderbolt, his signature weapon, was a manifestation of his ability to punish wrongdoing, to enforce his decrees, and to awe both gods and mortals into submission. The roar of thunder was his voice, a resounding declaration of his authority that echoed across the heavens and the earth. Beyond his control over the physical sky, Jupiter was also the guardian of law, order, and justice. He was the ultimate source of divine law, his pronouncements carrying the weight of cosmic authority. He ensured that both gods and mortals adhered to the established order, punishing those who transgressed and rewarding those who upheld righteousness. Justice, in the Roman worldview, was not merely a human construct, it was a divine principle, rooted in Jupiter's cosmic governance. He was the ultimate judge, dispensing spravedlivest with impartiality and wisdom. Oaths sworn in his name were considered sacrosanct, and violations of justice were believed to incur his wrath. Roman law and legal systems were deeply influenced by this concept of divine justice, with Jupiter serving as the ultimate guarantor of fairness and equity. Order, both cosmic and societal, was another key domain of Jupiter's authority. He maintained the balance of the universe, preventing chaos from erupting and ensuring the harmonious interaction of all its elements. In the mortal realm, he was seen as the protector of social order, upholding the institutions of family, state, and community. Roman society, with its emphasis on hierarchy, discipline, and civic duty, reflected Jupiter's principles of order and governance. Jupiter was not a remote and detached ruler, he was actively involved in the affairs of both gods and mortals. He intervened in human events, sometimes directly, sometimes through omens and prophecies. He was seen as a protector of the Roman state, guiding its destiny and ensuring its prosperity. Roman victories in war were attributed to his favor, and periods of peace and abundance were seen as blessings from the king of the gods. Symbols of sovereignty, emblems of divine power. Jupiter's power and authority were not merely abstract concepts, they were vividly represented through a set of potent symbols, each carrying layers of meaning and reinforcing his image as the supreme ruler. These symbols, the thunderbolt, the eagle, the oak tree, and the Aegis, were not mere decorations, they were integral to his iconography, embodying his essence and communicating his divine attributes to the Roman world. The thunderbolt, undoubtedly Jupiter's most iconic symbol, was a visual representation of his raw power and his role as the sky god. This weapon, forged by the Cyclops during the Titanomachy, was not merely a projectile, it was a concentrated burst of celestial energy, capable of shattering mountains, igniting the heavens, and striking down any who dared defy Jupiter's will. In art, Jupiter is frequently depicted wielding the thunderbolt, often poised to hurl it at his adversaries, a visual testament to his formidable might. The thunderbolt symbolized not only destructive force but also divine judgment, a reminder that Jupiter's justice was swift and inescapable. The eagle, a majestic bird soaring high in the sky, was another prominent symbol of Jupiter. Its association with the king of the gods stemmed from its perceived ability to fly higher than any other creature, reaching the celestial realm where Jupiter resided. The eagle was seen as Jupiter's personal messenger, carrying his decrees and observing the world from a divine perspective. In Roman iconography, the eagle is often depicted perched upon Jupiter's scepter or standing beside him, signifying his regal authority and his connection to the heavens. The eagle embodied qualities of strength, courage, and keen vision, attributes associated with Jupiter's own leadership and wisdom. The oak tree, a towering and long-lived tree, was considered sacred to Jupiter, representing his enduring power and his connection to the earth. The oak, known for its strength, resilience, and longevity, mirrored Jupiter's own qualities as an unyielding and eternal ruler. Oak groves were often dedicated to Jupiter, serving as sacred spaces for worship and contemplation. The rustling of oak leaves was interpreted as Jupiter's whispers, and the tree itself was seen as a conduit between the earthly and divine realms. Wreaths of oak leaves were awarded to Roman citizens who saved the lives of others in battle, further linking the oak to Jupiter's role as protector and preserver. The Aegis, a shield or breastplate, was a less tangible but equally potent symbol of Jupiter's power. Originally associated with his daughter Athena, Minerva in Roman mythology, the Aegis was eventually adopted as a symbol of Jupiter's own authority. It was described as being made of goatskin, fringed with snakes, and capable of inspiring terror and awe in those who beheld it. When Jupiter shook the Aegis, it was said to create storms, unleash lightning, and terrify his enemies. The Aegis represented Jupiter's protective power, his ability to shield his followers from harm, and his capacity to inspire fear and respect. Together, these symbols, the thunderbolt, eagle, oak tree, and Aegis, formed a powerful visual language that communicated Jupiter's multifaceted nature as king of the gods. They were not merely decorative elements but integral components of his identity, constantly reinforcing his authority, power, and dominion in the minds of the Roman people. Relationships and intrigues. The divine household. Jupiter's life, though divine, was not without its complexities and dramas, particularly in his relationships with other gods and goddesses. His marriage to Juno, the queen of the gods and his sister, was a central dynamic in Roman mythology, characterized by both profound connection and frequent conflict. Beyond Juno, Jupiter engaged in numerous affairs with both goddesses and mortal women, fathering a vast pantheon of demigods and heroes, further complicating his divine household. Juno, as Jupiter's wife and sister, held a position of immense importance in the Roman pantheon. She was the goddess of marriage, women, and childbirth, embodying the traditional Roman ideals of domesticity and wifely virtue. However, her relationship with Jupiter was far from idyllic. Roman myths are replete with tales of their marital discord, fueled by Jupiter's infidelities and Juno's fiery jealousy. Jupiter's numerous affairs were a constant source of tension in his marriage to Juno. He was known for his amorous pursuits, often disguising himself to seduce both goddesses and mortal women. These unions resulted in a multitude of offspring, including gods like Mars, god of war, Vulcan, god of fire and forge, and goddesses like Diana, goddess of the hunt and moon, and Minerva, goddess of wisdom and crafts. His mortal affairs produced legendary heroes like Hercules, Perseus, and Romulus and Remus, the founders of Rome. Juno's jealousy, fueled by Jupiter's infidelity, was a recurring theme in Roman mythology. She often directed her wrath not at Jupiter himself, but at his lovers and illegitimate children. Her vengeance could be cruel and relentless, driving her to persecute Jupiter's offspring and torment those who caught his eye. The myths of Juno's jealousy served as cautionary tales, highlighting the dangers of infidelity and the power of divine wrath. Despite the frequent conflicts, Jupiter and Juno's marriage was also portrayed as a foundational union, representing the sacred bond of marriage and the balance of male and female principles in the cosmos. They were seen as complementary forces, Jupiter embodying masculine power and authority, and Juno representing feminine virtue and domestic order. Their joint worship was central to Roman religious life, with temples dedicated to both deities and festivals celebrated in their honor. Beyond his relationship with Juno, Jupiter interacted with a vast array of other gods and goddesses, each with their own distinct domains and personalities. His brothers, Neptune and Pluto, with whom he shared dominion over the cosmos, were important figures in his divine circle. Neptune, ruler of the seas, often collaborated with Jupiter, particularly in matters of weather and storms. Pluto, lord of the underworld, represented the darker, more mysterious aspects of the divine realm, and his interactions with Jupiter were less frequent but still significant. Jupiter presided over the Olympian Council, the assembly of the major gods and goddesses who governed the cosmos. He acted as chairman and arbiter, mediating disputes, setting divine policy, and ensuring the smooth functioning of the divine realm. His wisdom and authority were respected by all the gods, even those who occasionally challenged his decisions. Jupiter's relationships with other deities were complex and multifaceted, ranging from alliances and collaborations to rivalries and conflicts. These interactions, often depicted in vivid and dramatic myths, added depth and richness to the Roman pantheon, portraying the gods not as monolithic figures but as dynamic personalities with their own desires, flaws, and relationships. Jupiter and mortals, divine intervention in human destiny. Jupiter's influence extended beyond the divine realm, deeply impacting the lives of mortals. He was not a distant and indifferent deity, he actively intervened in human affairs, shaping destinies, dispensing justice, and testing the virtues of humankind. His interactions with mortals ranged from benevolent guidance and protection to wrathful punishment and divine trials. Roman myths are filled with stories of Jupiter's interventions in human events. He was often portrayed as a protector of the Roman state, guiding its armies, ensuring its victories, and safeguarding its prosperity. Roman emperors frequently invoked Jupiter's favor, claiming divine mandate for their rule and attributing their successes to his divine support. Temples dedicated to Jupiter Capitolinus, located on the Capitoline Hill in Rome, served as centers of state religion, symbolizing the close relationship between the Roman state and its supreme deity. Jupiter was also seen as a dispenser of justice in the mortal realm. He punished wrongdoing, both individual and collective, ensuring that moral order was maintained. Myths recounted instances where Jupiter unleashed floods, plagues, or other calamities to punish human arrogance, impiety, or injustice. The concept of divine retribution was deeply ingrained in Roman consciousness, with Jupiter serving as the ultimate enforcer of moral law. However, Jupiter's interactions with mortals were not always punitive. He also bestowed blessings, granted favors, and offered guidance to those he deemed worthy. Myths told of Jupiter appearing to virtuous individuals in dreams or visions, offering advice, warnings, or prophecies. He was seen as a source of wisdom and inspiration, guiding mortals towards righteousness and success. Jupiter's amorous nature also extended to the mortal realm, leading to numerous affairs with mortal women. These unions often resulted in the birth of demigods and heroes, figures who possessed extraordinary abilities and played significant roles in human history and mythology. Hercules, Perseus, and Romulus and Remus were all believed to be offspring of Jupiter's mortal liaisons, their heroic deeds attributed to their divine parentage. These myths of Jupiter's mortal affairs served multiple purposes. They reinforced his image as a powerful and virile deity, capable of fathering extraordinary offspring. They also provided divine lineage for prominent families and figures in Roman society, lending them prestige and legitimacy. Furthermore, they explored the complex relationship between gods and mortals, highlighting the potential for both divine favor and divine interference in human lives. Jupiter's interactions with mortals were not always straightforward or easily understood. He was often portrayed as testing human virtue, challenging individuals with trials and tribulations to assess their worthiness. These tests could take various forms, from natural disasters to personal misfortunes, requiring mortals to demonstrate resilience, piety, and moral fortitude to earn Jupiter's favor. The relationship between Jupiter and mortals was thus a complex and dynamic one, characterized by both divine authority and human agency. Mortals were expected to revere and obey Jupiter, adhering to his divine laws and seeking his favor through worship and virtuous conduct. In return, they could hope for his protection, guidance, and blessings, while also facing the possibility of his wrath if they transgressed against his divine order. Cult and worship, honoring the supreme deity. The worship of Jupiter was central to Roman religious life, permeating both public and private spheres. As the supreme deity, he was honored with elaborate temples, grand festivals, and a dedicated priesthood, reflecting his paramount importance in Roman society and belief. Temples dedicated to Jupiter were among the most prominent and imposing structures in Roman cities. The Temple of Jupiter Optimus Maximus on the Capitoline Hill in Rome was the most important temple in the Roman state religion, symbolizing the city's connection to its patron deity. This grand temple, rebuilt and expanded over centuries, housed statues of Jupiter, Juno, and Minerva, the Capitoline Triad, representing the core of Roman state religion. Other significant temples dedicated to Jupiter were located throughout the Roman Empire, often situated on hilltops or prominent locations, emphasizing his dominion over the sky. These temples served as centers of worship, where priests conducted rituals, offered sacrifices, and interpreted omens on behalf of the state and individual worshippers. Festivals dedicated to Jupiter were integral to the Roman calendar, marking important occasions and reinforcing his role as the guarantor of Roman prosperity and military success. The Ludi Romani, or Roman Games, were the oldest and most important public games in Rome, dedicated to Jupiter Optimus Maximus. These games, held annually, included chariot races, theatrical performances, and religious ceremonies, celebrating Jupiter's power and ensuring his continued favor. The Vinalia Rustica, a wine festival held in August, was another significant festival associated with Jupiter. This festival celebrated the ripening of grapes and the abundance of the harvest, invoking Jupiter's blessing for agricultural prosperity. Wine libations were offered to Jupiter, and prayers were made for good weather and bountiful harvests. The priesthood of Jupiter, particularly the Flamen Dialis, was a prestigious and highly regulated office. The Flamen Dialis was the high priest of Jupiter, responsible for overseeing his worship and performing daily rituals in his honor. This position was subject to numerous restrictions and taboos, reflecting the sacredness and importance of Jupiter's cult. The Flamen Dialis was considered to be ritually bound to Jupiter, his life dedicated to serving the king of the gods. Private worship of Jupiter was also common in Roman households. Small shrines or altars dedicated to Jupiter were often found in homes, where families offered daily prayers and libations to ensure his protection and blessings. Votive offerings, gifts given to the gods in gratitude or supplication, were frequently dedicated to Jupiter, ranging from simple tokens to elaborate statues and precious objects. The cult of Jupiter evolved over time, adapting to changing social and political contexts. During the Roman Republic, Jupiter was primarily associated with the state and military success. In the Roman Empire, his cult became increasingly linked to the imperial cult, with emperors often portraying themselves as Jupiter's representatives on Earth, further solidifying his image as the ultimate source of authority and legitimacy. Despite the rise of Christianity in the later Roman Empire, the worship of Jupiter persisted for centuries, gradually declining but never entirely disappearing. His legacy as the king of the gods, the ruler of the sky, and the embodiment of Roman ideals endured, leaving an indelible mark on Western culture and religious traditions. Jupiter in art and literature, enduring representations. Jupiter's imposing figure and multifaceted mythology have inspired countless artistic and literary representations throughout history, ensuring his enduring presence in Western culture. From ancient Roman sculptures to Renaissance paintings and modern literature, Jupiter has been depicted in diverse forms, reflecting evolving interpretations of his character and significance. Roman art frequently portrayed Jupiter as a majestic and powerful figure, embodying his regal authority and divine might. Sculptures of Jupiter often depicted him as a mature, bearded man, with a muscular physique and a noble countenance. He was typically shown holding a thunderbolt or scepter, symbols of his power and dominion. The colossal statue of Jupiter Optimus Maximus in his Capitoline temple was a particularly awe-inspiring representation, showcasing his supreme status in the Roman pantheon. Paintings and mosaics also depicted Jupiter in various mythological scenes, often highlighting his role in the Titanomachy, his amorous adventures, or his interactions with other gods and mortals. These artistic representations served not only to glorify Jupiter but also to communicate his mythology and reinforce his importance in Roman religious belief. In Roman literature, Jupiter was a central figure in epic poems, plays, and philosophical treatises. Virgil's Aeneid, the Roman national epic, prominently features Jupiter as the guiding force behind Rome's destiny, ensuring the hero Aeneas fulfills his mission to found the Roman race. Ovid's Metamorphoses recounts numerous myths involving Jupiter, often focusing on his transformations and his amorous escapades, providing a rich tapestry of stories that explored his complex character. Philosophical writers like Cicero and Seneca discussed Jupiter in the context of Roman religion and morality, interpreting his mythology in allegorical terms and exploring his role as a symbol of divine justice and cosmic order. These literary representations contributed to a deeper understanding of Jupiter's significance beyond mere religious dogma, portraying him as a figure of philosophical and ethical contemplation. Jupiter's influence extended far beyond the Roman era, permeating Renaissance and Baroque art, where he continued to be depicted in paintings, sculptures, and frescoes. Renaissance artists like Michelangelo and Raphael drew inspiration from classical mythology, portraying Jupiter in grand and dramatic scenes, often emphasizing his power and majesty. Baroque artists like Rubens and Bernini captured Jupiter's dynamism and emotional intensity, further enriching his artistic legacy. In modern literature and popular culture, Jupiter continues to appear in various forms, often as a symbol of power, authority, or the divine. His name is associated with the planet Jupiter, the largest planet in our solar system, further reinforcing his image as a celestial giant. He is referenced in literature, film, and video games, often as a figure of awe, inspiration, or even satire. The enduring representations of Jupiter in art and literature demonstrate his lasting impact on Western culture. He remains a potent symbol of divine power, regal authority, and the enduring fascination with classical mythology. His image and mythology continue to resonate with audiences today, reminding us of the rich cultural heritage of ancient Rome and the enduring power of its gods. Legacy and conclusion: an enduring celestial king. Jupiter, the king of the gods, the ruler of the sky, lightning, thunder, law, order, and justice, stands as a monumental figure in the history of religion and mythology. His legacy extends far beyond the ancient Roman world, permeating Western culture, art, literature, and even language. He remains an enduring symbol of power, authority, and the enduring human quest to understand the divine forces that shape our world. From his dramatic birth and ascent to power to his vast dominion and complex relationships, Jupiter's mythology offers a rich tapestry of stories that explore fundamental themes of creation, order, justice, and human destiny. His symbols, the thunderbolt, eagle, oak tree, and Aegis, continue to resonate with their potent visual language, communicating his divine attributes across centuries. Jupiter's cult and worship played a central role in Roman religious and civic life, shaping social structures, legal systems, and imperial ideology. Temples dedicated to him stood as imposing monuments to his power, and festivals in his honor celebrated his role as protector and provider. His priesthood, particularly the Flamen Dialis, embodied the sacredness and importance of his cult, reflecting the profound reverence he commanded. In art and literature, Jupiter has been endlessly reimagined and reinterpreted, his image evolving across different eras and cultural contexts. From classical sculptures to Renaissance paintings and modern adaptations, he remains a compelling figure, embodying both divine majesty and human-like complexities. Jupiter's legacy is not merely confined to the realm of mythology and art. His name lives on in the planet Jupiter, a celestial giant that mirrors his namesake's grandeur. His influence can be traced in legal and political concepts, in artistic and literary traditions, and in the enduring fascination with classical antiquity. As we reflect on the figure of Jupiter, we are reminded of the power of mythology to shape cultures, inspire creativity, and grapple with fundamental questions about the human condition. Jupiter, the king of the gods, remains a powerful symbol of divine authority, cosmic order, and the enduring quest for justice and meaning in a world shaped by forces both seen and unseen. His story, etched in myths, art, and cultural memory, continues to resonate, inviting us to explore the depths of human imagination and the enduring power of the divine. In conclusion, Jupiter is more than just a name from an ancient pantheon. He is a cultural archetype, a symbol of enduring power and authority, and a testament to the lasting legacy of Roman civilization. His story, with its epic scope and enduring themes, continues to captivate and inspire, ensuring that the king of the gods will reign supreme in the realms of mythology and human imagination for generations to come.